Bethany here and welcome to my channel. Today I am joining the TaylorMade Card for You design team and our theme is Christmas. We had the opportunity to select whatever we wanted in order to create anything Christmas themed. So I picked a few different kits and I'm going to put them together. I have this idea in my head of my theme, but I hope it works out. Basically, the theme I picked was cookies and caroling. So I resized a few of the ephemera from the kits, and I will link each of the kits down below. But I have this fond memory of caroling and having cookies after we had caroling, and I was the age that I drank coffee and lattes a lot. So granted, I was probably just out of high school when I was doing that, but I really thought it was a cute idea to play a little bit with different styles and mixing and matching different styles. So I am just going to go ahead and cut a few of these down and then start playing. So I am going to start with the tags. I am actually going to do a few techniques before I cut them down to size, mostly because I'm trying to mass produce quickly this set of tags. So I have a couple of Maker Forte sets. I have the Fill a Jar set and Heaven and Nature Sing. And let me open these up off screen and play. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some clear Color Hive ink, and this is meant for heat embossing, watermarking, etc. And I am using the snow from the Fill a Jar stamp set, and I am just going to start putting snowflakes towards the top of each of the tags. I'm not going to go too far in. I want it to just mostly get the top. But what's going to happen is I'm not using an actual color. I'm using, and you'll see in a moment why, I'm using this clear because I am just adding holographic embossing powder. So let me go ahead and add the embossing powder before the clear embossing ink dries. And this is called the Diamond Glaze from Maker Forte. And I'm going to just do all four of them at the same time to expeditiously get this going. And you can see I am just letting it drop into a coffee filter. This seems to be the fastest and easy way to do something like this. Now I'm going to heat emboss on the highest setting, but from the back, so I make sure that the holographic Diamond Glaze embossing powder does not fly away. When you have that glitz and glitter, sometimes it takes a little bit more for it to stay on your paper. And I went ahead and did the same thing to the second set, and you'll notice I did get a little burn mark. I was a little too close with my heating tool. Next, I am going to go ahead and fussy cut these down to size to do the backs. Now that I have all of the tags cut down to size, I'm going to randomly just select two different tags. I don't want them to be the same exact, but I'm going to flip them over and making sure I'm kind of eyeballing where the hole is going to get punched. I'm going to try to avoid that, but I'm going to take this We Wish You a Merry Christmas tree, and on both of the back of these, I'm going to just put as accurately and as centered as possible. And then do the same for the other card. I'm using the Color Hive Palm Tree for this color. Get a really good impression. And then I'm going to grab another stamp set called Christmas Tags for Maker Forte, and it just has a to and from. So I'm going to add that. Using the Independence Color Hive ink, I'm just going to put the to from, making sure I'm not pressing so hard that the ink that I've gathered from the rest will show up. I have ink towards the top of my block here, and I want to make sure that I don't do that. I'm also going to make sure you can actually see that I'm stamping. I have a smaller workspace than usual because I am working on several projects all at once. so my space is slightly limited. All right, so the first two are complete. I'm going to keep this to from on here, and I'm gonna grab a different stamp from the Fill-A-Jar set. And this one is a cute little coffee cup, and I'm going to use a purple instead on this one. I'm going to use the Purple Rain, and once again I'm just going to grab the tags, and I did not get a great impression, so I'm going to try to stamp again, or with the to from. Don't mind my head, I'm just lining it up as best as I can. So my idea to stamp both at the same time did not work out well for me, so I'm just going to grab another random one, but keeping with the same colors, and moving it up so you can see it too, and putting the to from. I don't know why that lid is having so much trouble today, so I might just leave it off for a little bit. Figure it out later. Alright, now selecting another stamp. This next one comes from the Christmas tag stamp set, and it has the to from as part of the actual stamp. So I am just going to put the whole thing in red, and this won't be a two-color one. And it says special delivery, and it has a cute little red truck with a tree. Oh, I think that's absolutely adorable. And then picking another one for that to go on. Alright, and I might be done with the red, so I'm going to lightly put the lid on just in case. And the next stamp is from the Heaven and Nature Sing stamp set that I showed you earlier. And I've picked Joy to the World. I'm trying to get more song themes on the backs of these as well. And it's going to come off the tag just a little bit unless I want to angle it. We're going to angle it. It's a tag. We can be fancy. Yep, I like it. Oh, so much. All right, doing the same angle technique. Because, hey, the tags don't exactly hang off the packages straight anyways, so just adding to the fun. All right, and then I'm going to add the to from, the same to from before, and instead of the blue muscle car that I used for the Joy to the World, I'm going to use the green palm tree. And I did want to note that I did clean the to from in between, so even though it's a little tinted red, it is actually a clean stamp. There we go. Now the backs of all of these tags are ready to go. I have one more thing I want to do to the tops. Now flipping these over, this one is a slightly bluish purple, so I'm going to just use the Purple Rain. I am just taking all those purple, pinkish background ones and adding that little bit of extra emphasis, so when it is hanging off the side of a present, it really just pops. And it's okay if a little bit gets over on the back side too. I don't mind it because it's just a defining color slash tone. Plus, when you have printed paper or you have a printed design on cardstock, it's nice to distinguish it just a little bit more, so then you don't see the white, because typically I print on white. You don't see the white on the edges. These aren't being glued down to anything, so it's not super important, but I like to do that. It's a little bit of extra effort. So I'm going to use the Independence that I kept the lid loosely on, and I'm going to just, this is more of a brownish red, but we're going to have a color that pops. I'm going to try not to do too much, otherwise it looks like blood. Someone might go, oh, someone's bleeding. I don't know. Yeah, this is not Halloween anymore, I guess. It is now officially December when you'll actually be seeing this video. It is currently November when I'm filming this video, though, for you all. And yes, we have already started decorating. We started decorating early November. hubby requested that we decorate early because we needed to bring a little bit more holiday spirit into the world earlier than later. So, all right, and then I'm just going to use the muscle car for the last one. And I'm not minding that I don't have super even lines on the edges. It's okay. When it dries, it'll look nice. It might bleed in a little bit to the design, but I don't mind. So I'm going to go ahead and let these dry because now that they have ink on the sides, they're going to ink up my fingers really badly. And then I'm going to clear my area and we can work on a couple cards. So the first card I'm assembling, I'm going to use the Silent Night notes and a recipe card. And this is a recipe, it's a blank recipe card, and it says recipe for, and I am going to use the Maker Forte Sentimental Stems stamp set, and this one says love. I'm going to use the Independence again, that nice red, and try to line it up where it's just in between everything. Perfect. And I will go wash that off later. I have these gingerbread man and woman together, and their recipe for love is coffee. They can like each other after some coffee. So I am actually going to keep this one flush to the top and try to center it as much as possible before gluing down with my Braille Art glue. And doesn't need a whole lot of glue because it's a flat surface to a flat surface. And this one's going to get mailed, so I'm not even going to play with dimension really. I'm just building a flat scene using the ephemera and pressing that down and gluing the recipe card the same way. So then I'm going to put the coffee down next. We'll do that one at an angle. I did add a little bit of brown to both the gingerbread lady and man, as well as the coffee sign here, just to give it a little bit more dimension and also hide my crooked lines. And I'm going to go set that under a weight and let that one dry, but I'm really loving that. Super cute. For the next card, I'm going to once again use a Michaels card base. It's from the same pack, you'll notice, because it also has plaid. Celebrate will be covered by our lovely little choir music sheet, and I am just going to glue that over before I do my next step, just in case I'm a little bit off. So gluing that down with the Barely Arts glue, and we're going to angle it slightly a hair more to the right, trying not to go too far over on the top and the bottom, but a hair of an angle on this one versus the last one, which was a little more straight. Then I'm going to use the All Is Calm, All Is Bright from the Heaven and Nature Sing Maker Forte stamp set, and using the Palm Tree Color Hive ink, just going to ink that up really nicely. And it's a line from Silent Night, which is what the sheet music is. The pack, or the digital kit, has other sheet music, but I just thought this one was my favorite, and so I made multiple variations of it. So I am going to keep it towards the right a little bit because I'm going to add some ephemera and let it sit there for a second, let it absorb. There we go. So it's really something that's just blended into the sheet music, but kind of gives an emphasis to the line of the song, which I think it's romanticized and cute. Now I'm going to add the ephemera, and I'm just going to keep it flat once again. I don't feel like I need a whole lot of dimension for these cards. I don't know, maybe I'm just not into foam tape today, I don't know. Which is very different for me, especially when working with ephemera. I have a tendency to foam tape. But these are just super cute without it. So I'm going with the flow, going with my gut instinct on this. And I really just like this look. And all three of these cookies, I did add more brown to the edges like I did on the last card, just to make them stand out a little bit more. And this cookie, I'm actually gonna, well, the glue is still a little wet, tucking that a little bit more underneath the middle cookie. And now I'm going to let this one get pressed and go dry. This next one, I have one of the printed background designs or paper designs from the digital kit that I use. That'll be linked down below. I believe it's Cookies and Coffee. Don't quote me on that, but I just think the lattes with cookies in front of them is just a really cute concept because, well, I love cookies and coffee together, so, and lattes, really, more than cookies and coffee. My hubby likes cookies and coffee. I like cookies and lattes. I'm just a smidge different. So I am gonna dirty this one up a little bit too, using my flat white from Maker Forte. I don't like how I left the edges just a smidge unkept. My trimmer is kind of losing its sharpness, and so I occasionally get some fuzziness on the edges of a few of my things. So just adding a little bit of that dimension as well. And we're gonna just glue this flat and placing it roughly a little bit above middle, mostly because I have a lot of ephemera I want to put down at the bottom, and I want to not cut off the sugar cookie recipe completely. And then I'm just going to put all three of these, the 2 cookies and the I ate Santa's cookies. They must be on the naughty list. And you'll see I did the brown again. And the sentiment I'm going to add at the very top of this one is Merry Christmas. It came from the Holy Christmas Sentiments stamp set by Maker Forte. And I'm going to use, once again, Palm Tree. And it just brings out all the greens that are sprinkled throughout the digital kit, and that one is good to go. I'm going to put it under something heavy so it can dry without warping, because that's a lot of glue. This last one has another Michael's card base, and I'm going to use the other side of the digital paper from the kit that I printed out, and using Barely Arts glue. This one is also cut down to the A2 size card base, so it's going to cover up pretty much everything when I lay it down, which is the goal, because I don't really want the hello or whatever. And now I'm going to add my sheet music. I'm just going to keep it non-dimensional again, sticking with gluing it down, being simple, little tilt to it. I did cut it down a little further than the digital kit had it cut down. I did not add any dimension on the sides. I did add dimension to the cookies and the latte. And basically we have this little plate of cookies for Santa, and we're just going to put them down. I'm going to add the latte next, more towards the bottom, make it a little skewed. Then I'll add the plate. These just are so stinking cute. The tree and the house giant cookies. It's like they jumped off the plate and became giant cookies. I don't know. But I wanted to throw a bunch of ephemera on this and see what it would look like, and I just thought it was cute. Sometimes you gotta do that without really acknowledging why you're doing it. You just do it. Before I call this one completely done, I am going to use some Crystal Clear Maker's Magic by Maker Forte. And I am going to fill in these windows as if they have clear, glossy frosting on the windows. I love the precision tip on this, by the way. I'm also filling in the balls or lights, whatever you want to consider these, of the Christmas tree. And it just gives it that extra little bit of pop and pizzazz. So I'm going to go ahead and let this one dry as well. As a quick recap, we have all of these tags that I'm going to find my hole punch. I do not know where the hole punch is, but I will find it, and I am going to go ahead and punch holes and add some ribbon to the top, maybe a bow to the top. But these are just super cute. I really love the outcome of these. The fact that I have to probably make 50, maybe more tags, because last year I had one left at the end of the year. So I am in desperate need of tags, and tags are my go-to. Even if I wrap it, I still put the tags like this on wrapped gifts. So I hope you like this idea. It's super simple, a little bit fun, a little whimsical, but just adding those little touches and it comes out super fun and super cute, especially in person. I hope you can see the shimmer because that's just really fun. Then our first card, the recipe for love with our two cute gingerbread, man and lady. Then the one with all is calm, all is bright, and all of those cute cookies on the side. Then the recipe for sugar cookies. I really, really like this one. And then of course the last one, which is just fun, especially when that little extra touch is added at the end. I cannot wait for this to fully dry so I can put it in an envelope and give it to someone for Christmas. But this just brings so many happy memories to me about being a 20-something-year-old and going caroling and having cookies and lattes and just having a lot of fun and spreading joy and cheer. I hope this video today spread a little bit of joy and cheer into your lives. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining the hop. I will have the next person linked down below for the hop as well as the rest of the links for the hop. I will have links down below for as many things as I used. There was a lot in here, including a lot of Maker Forte stamp sets and Color Hive inks, as well as Monica Taylor's wonderful fun. I think I used 4 digital kits for this one, and I really, really love what came out of me just playing with all of this, including all of the cute little tags that I should just add to this little scene right here that I've created without getting it into the clear gloss as it dries. Don't forget to check down below for links to our shop if you are still last minute shopping, like some people in my family who wait till the very last second. We can ship pretty quickly for most of our products in our store as well. And don't forget to check out Monica Taylor's shop, tailormadecardsforyou.com, which I will have linked down below as well. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Don't forget to find the joy in your day and happy making. Bye! Just to make it stand out, if I can open it. Oh boy. Malfunction. Okay. So I'm going to just use the Acid Rain, or the Purple Rain. Yeah, not Acid Rain. Really, was trying to get the 4th cup of coffee I had today to kick in, and apparently I missed. And I'm not gonna do it for the little coffee, or the little coffees. Ha! No, those are not quite the little coffees. The little cookies. And I'm losing my voice. La 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 la. That or I need another coffee.